Hi. My phone has been blowing up quite a bit since last night's Oscars with the whole Will Smith, Jada Smith, Chris Rock, Alopecia Areata moment. I guess as a comedian who shaved her head for many years because of my journey with alopecia areata, and because unfortunately I'm all too familiar with the roasting, can you handle the joke, are you tough enough ethos of the entertainment industry. And also, as someone that is strictly non-violent, my DMs and my feelings have been pretty busy. So for those that are asking and wanting to know how I feel and what I think, here goes. Firstly, I want to say that violence is just, in my opinion, never okay. And I'm really sorry that someone in such a powerful position in Hollywood felt like it was the only option in a moment so public as last night. But I have to tell you, I kind of understand. Try to imagine what it must be like to watch the person that you love the most in the world have to go through feelings of such insecurity, doubting her beauty, questioning her identity, fear, concern, pain, all because of an autoimmune condition where she loses her hair. I can tell you with 100% confidence that even though Jada's probably getting lots of messages about how brave she is and how beautiful she is, there's still so many messages out there coming across to her, bullying and negative comments and just cruel things being said by journalists, internet trolls, and maybe even colleagues in person who think they're just being funny or they're just having a joke, when really it hurts so much. I wonder how many times Will has had to sit by and watch that and hear that and not be able to do anything or be told to be silent. Well, last night, I guess it became too much for him. And I kind of get it. Because alopecia areata, just like so many identities and issues that we're learning, are not okay to make fun of. An autoimmune condition doesn't belong in the writer's room for an award ceremony. Just last week, a 12-year-old girl, Rio Alred, died by suicide because of her alopecia areata and the bullying she was experiencing due to her hair loss. I bet you that her bullies thought that they were just having a laugh too, and it was all a bit of a joke. And I bet you that if her father was in the same position last night, 30 feet from her bullies, no matter how many cameras were looking at him at the moment, he wouldn't have been able to contain himself either. We can't know the pain that Will Smith was feeling in his body at that moment that caused him to do something mindless. But we can all say that we've been there at a time where our heart and our hurt takes over. As for Chris Rock, talk about mindless. It's just so disappointing. Really, the guy that chose to make a movie called Bad Hair, a movie that made so many of us with hair loss finally feel heard and seen and understood. And you chose that joke to go with? On that night of all the jokes that were thrown around the writer's room, you were thumbs up to that one? You, who is the son and brother and father of Black women, and you know how hair has made them deal with their identity, so much so that you made a movie about it, and you said yes to that joke. I wonder if you would have been so quick to approve a joke about an actor in the audience who had a mixed ability or a neuro difference. I doubt it. And I guess you were, just like Will in that moment, mindless, maybe taken by the excitement and the buzz of being under the spotlight. And I get it. We've all said things that we didn't really mean on a stage when put under the pump. But the fact is, sir, last night on the Oscars stage, you were a bully. And sometimes bullies get punched. As for Jada, my alopecia sister, your eye roll said it all last night. I admire you so much for being able to maintain the poise that is required of so many of us, of all genders, but especially women, in moments like that of jokes and low-grade bullying. None of us can know what was going on for you behind that eye roll, but for whatever it's worth, I want you to know that all of your fellow Alopecian unicorns are in the playground with you, and we have your back. I think actually maybe the biggest takeaway for me from this moment might be that I need to go and find myself a partner that would care so much about my feelings that he would be willing to risk his career on the main stage and the biggest night in the Hollywood calendar for me, minus the punching and maybe the F-bomb, of course. Folks, if we have learned anything from this moment, please let it be that bullying in the form of jokes is just never funny. A little girl chose to take her life last week because of jokes about her hair. And last night, two men who I grew up associating with absolute hilariousness had to stoop to violence and bullying, all because of a joke. Comedy is such a powerful, powerful tool, and our industry is so amazingly influential. Please, please use it to make our world a little bit better, a little bit kinder, and with less bad 90s joke references.